Hello everyone, Lewis from Scrubwood Studios here with a bit of an odd unboxing because I've already taken the thing out of the box. I'm going to bring it in right now. It's the Schleich Dinogorgon. You might be wondering, why is this already out of the box? Well, I got this off eBay and the box it was in, it didn't look the right size, and it had like this weird label, like it had an address. It was clearly a reused box because it had someone else's like address on it, and I thought I'd been given the wrong package, but no, it was the right one. They just reused an old box and forgot to take the label off. But either way, here it is. Also, you might notice, why is the background purple? Well, the conservatory, which is where I usually, like the windowsill where I usually film these reviews, is boiling hot at this time of year, so I'm not going to go in there. So I've just found a spot which is just a temporary spot, and we're going to do the review here. I don't plan on making this a permanent review station. This is just where I'm doing it for today, just because it's all I could find that was clear. But yeah, got this out of the bag. This is in used condition, and you can see there are a couple of little chips of paint on the teeth, but overall, and there's a little scuff there. Yeah, there's a couple of little scuffs on this thing, but overall, this thing doesn't look half bad. For a Gorgonopsid figure, there aren't many Gorgonopsid figures, and I'd say this one looks pretty decent. I've been wanting a Gorgonopsid for my collection for quite a while, and now that I've finally got one, I'd say it's pretty nice. Definitely quite good for a Schleich figure, in my opinion. Quite often they're a bit sort of blocky and cartoony looking, but I don't know, this one's kind of nice. It's got a nice skin texture. Some wrinkles and folds here. This looks a bit, those aren't the ribs poking through, are they? Maybe that's a bit shrink wrapped, but got all the legal blah blah blah. I believe the feet are meant to be like this, like plantigrade as opposed to digitigrade. I actually don't know how to tell the difference between those two, but these look right based on reconstructions that I've seen of Gorgonopsids, and it does have a slightly sprawling gait, but not too much, so that's probably good. This is meant to be Dinogorgon, I believe, and I don't know enough about like Gorgonopsids in general to know like how accurate this is for Dinogorgon. Maybe there should be lips covering the teeth, not sure. But overall, I quite like the look of this thing. The colour scheme is simple, but I think it works. Got a sort of tiger striping pattern with the brown and the black. Yeah, very solid figure on the whole, and it has that sort of nice Schleich. Oh, it's a bit harder actually. It's not as rubbery as some of the other Schleich figures. Interesting, yeah. But overall, not half bad. Let's move. I can't really say much on this thing just because I'm not much of a Gorgonopsid expert, but I'm glad to have one, and from what I can tell, this looks like a pretty decent reconstruction. Onto outside photos and size comparisons. So starting off our size comparisons, I'm going to quickly bring in another Synapsid figure, that being the Collector Deluxe Lizardwickia, however you pronounce that. As you can see, it pretty clearly towers over the little Dinogorgon. We also have some early Permian stuff, the Collector Deluxe Adaphosaurus and the Carnegie Dimetro/Dimetrodon. I think it's Dimetrodon, actually. So as you can see, they're definitely longer and taller, and, well, only taller because of the sail, though, and they're a similar kind of width. And something maybe closer to, well, these are all 120 scale, maybe for something a bit closer to 140, we've got the Collector Deluxe Iguanodon, which, as we can see, is once again quite a bit bigger than our Dinogorgon. And then, gosh, they can't stand up. This isn't a very good spot for reviews, but, you know, we can improvise. And then for our final size comparison, our consistent one, the collector 1 to 40 scale human. Obviously, this is way too small in comparison to our Dinogorgon. Even if we thought of this for a second as a bigger Gorgonopsid like Rubidia or Inostransevia, this would, I'm pretty sure, still be a bit big. But yeah, overall, not a bad figure. I'm not sure. I'm gonna give it, what should I give it for a rating? Maybe 2.5 out of 5, 3 out of 5? Call it 2.8 out of 5. Very solid figure and probably one of my favourite Schleich figures. Would recommend. But with that, I'm going to end this video. Please like, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. Goodbye.